know how I do.
Song of the Siren disjointed the fight and came back in favor of Fnatic.
And we're back. Game number 2 of our last best of 3 of the night. Could be our last game of the night, as a matter of fact. HGT coming off of a solid win in their first appearance this evening. They had a doubleheader lined up. They got a win in their very first series, now looking to make it 2 in a row, which would be a hell of a feat given they were 3 in the standings coming into play here this evening. I'm your host, Aaron AC Chambers, joined by Trelf. And, you know, it was basically all HGT all the time after the mid-game, man. Like, game 1, they just took control, never really looked back.
They really did. They looked pretty damn good. As I mentioned, with the Death Prophet pickup, finally finding a place in one of these teams that picks it up. And Air played it fantastically. They actually banned it out themselves in the first phase of the banning phase. And they're going to go with the Batrider Razor to start things off in response to the Brewmaster. I like the Rubik pickup. I do hope that they have a little bit more burst on their team, just so that when they do start things off with a Bat Lasso onto the Brew, they can fully burst him down and not just like get him to, you know, half or a 4th HP and then he just walks away unscathed. So I'm hoping to see another kind of hero that can have some good bursts. Obviously, Skywrath would be perfect, but that's banned out by CDEC. And of course, they went for their Brew and the Ogre. Nothing too out of the ordinary right there. Seems to be pretty standard, so to speak, in the metagame right now.
Still a Faceless Void available if they wanted to go in that direction. CDEC certainly has that available to them as well. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them pick that up. Void and Brew is actually disgusting to have to deal with. You can lead with the Void, get your damage done, and then just have the Brewmaster blink, clap, and split afterwards. Will be a Mirana pickup to follow, though. So we'll see if they want to go the direction of a Silence or if they want to go with something like a Void. But I agree with you. You know, being able to burst down a Brew before split is very important, or you just go ahead and get better all-around cores and just play it out better. It's kind of how we saw things go last time as well. So the Ogre Magi making another appearance. It depends on if the Mirana is going to be core, if it's going to be support, but those two heroes synergize very well together and can certainly put a lot of pressure on lanes moving around early on.
I could even see an offensive dual lane and then like a safe lane dual lane or something. We saw that in the last series as well, and it actually worked out quite nicely. Didn't actually get the win with it, but it did work out nicely in the laning phase. Ember Spirit here picked up for Hyper Glory team. Also, I want to give a shout out to my buddy GoPod who's tuning in. Shout out to you, buddy. And yeah. Ember Spirit picked up here. Not exactly the like burstiest hero if they want to like, you know, take down this Brewmaster before the ulti. That's still my only concern for HGT. They do have one more support here. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. What would be a good support here that could burst him down and throw a Bat Lasso? That's going to be their next key here for HGT.
Just anything with a decent stun, I think, would be fine. I mean, you could go with something like Avenge. We saw how well that worked, just being able to chain stun the magic missile off of the lasso. Damage-wise, I think they'll have it. I mean, if he's burning the death inside of the Firefly trail, Razor has his ulti going. I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's a big difference, and there's actually going to be the Void picked up by CDEC. The hero surviving this long. I actually would have liked to have seen that on HGT a lot more. but instead, going to be on CDEC, and already I like CDEC squad better. I love the way a Brewmaster and a Void function, as I had just mentioned, and not to mention it's going to be once again with an Ogre Magi, and late game Bloodlust is no joke.
Yeah, I like the Void. I think Void would have been just a little bit awkward on HGT. They would have had to make it work as a farming in a one position, which can work, of course, but I do think that his strength lies in the offlane primarily. And with the Batrider in your team, you obviously can't do that. So, Ember Spirit, if he's fast with his Remnant out, can get away from the Void ulti, which is nice. Void ulti does synergize nice with the Mirana arrow. If I'm Rubik, I'm very happy, by the way, to be playing this game, because playing Rubik with the Mirana on the opposing team is like one of the most fun things to play with. Having that instant cast arrow. It's not even just having an instant cast arrow, it's that you are, if you're on the team of the Mirana, you're in this mental state where you don't expect to see arrows coming your way. So you don't plan for it, and you get hit by them all the time. So it's very annoying and can catch you off guard quite easily.
Last ban out's a Quap, so HGT thinking they need a mid and they would want something bursty. We have been seeing Brew be played much more in the safe lane than in mid. It seems like teams, especially in the East here, just really don't like him there. So assuming they do want another mid, going up against a Razor, I don't know. Like, Razor just kind of wins a lot of these matchups. We see the Viper was banned out as well, so that was one that could do okay-ish against the Razor in mid. What do you think? What would be a good option here?
Probably Windrunner is pretty good for them. If they, I actually don't think Shadow Fiend does too terribly, because even though you can suck his damage, he still has the raises to work with to get last hits, and can make his way in the jungle. We also saw maybe play a fantastic Shadow Fiend last night. So my guess would be either Shadow Fiend or Windrunner. I think those would be two good options. Last pick here for HGT. I think Disruptor would be very effective. They banned out the Venge for good reason. Don't want the defensive swaps coming out in response to the Chronosphere, but I think Disruptor is very good here. It would stop the Faceless Void from getting away till he gets a BKB at least. Same thing with the Brewmaster. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I think that could be good. There's also other options, though.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of running through Wraith King, maybe not so bad, just being able to get into the middle and mix it up. And it translates very well into the late game. And this is kind of out there a bit, but a Bane as well. If you want to talk about a way to lock down the Brewmaster, you would have, they're going to go Earthshaker, actually. So I was going to say the Bane would be effective at either nightmaring the Faceless Void inside of his Chrono if he's not caught, or at the very least, being able to Fiend's Grip the Brewmaster off of the lasso. But Earthshaker instead going to be picked up, and they just want something that's get in your face and fight it out.
Doesn't seem like the strongest defensive tri-lane, so if CDEC really wanted to push it to them and go aggro with something, I think they could. But the good thing about Earthshaker with Rupik is that if you screw up your Fissure block, you can still kind of remedy that problem by just plopping them back over with the Rubik lift. But yeah, this last pickup, I would love to see personally Shadow Fiend. Windrunner is good against Razor. This is all assuming it is going to be a core or a one-position Brewmaster, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think that maybe... Oh, it's going to be Invoker. Okay, so they go with something a little bit different.
I dig the Invoker, especially with... I mean, they just have so many things that are going to work so very well together. It's being able to Sunstrike inside of a Chronosphere, being able to Sunstrike a target that gets hit by arrow. And, I would imagine he's going to go Exord. I feel like they have enough AoE control between the Brewmaster and the Faceless Void. So that's going to let him just go ham if he wants to. Just flat out farm like hell. And, he can adapt his build as needed. But just, being able to not have to worry about being Quas-Wex. Just rack up kills and play Invoker the way everyone in pubs loves to play him. Just go for the longest godlike streak you can.
Yeah, or we could maybe even see like a 1-1-1 build to start things off, just simply because the Tornado is so good against specifically the Ember. But he is going to be farming in the safe lane, and it's actually going to be maybe on the mid brew. So this is different a little bit than the kind of mids I've seen so far out of this player. Typically, he plays your more farming intensive, like the Shadow Fiend, the Naga. What was the one he also played in addition to that? There was another one I forget. But heroes like that, basically. Oh, the Lycan, of course.
Right. Now, this is... I'm interested to see, and I still don't know this guy's name off the top of my head. But he plays like hell. He plays very well and has earned a lot of recognition, and very often will be the player that takes these traditional mid-heroes out into the safe lane to farm. But just to build on your point, you're exactly right. I think a 1-1-1 build against an Ember Spirit makes the most sense, and then just focus up your Quas Exord after that. Just that short-range, piddly little Tornado, the ability for it to remove Flame Guard is actually a very big deal. Very, very big deal in terms of making it so Air can't fight as effectively and as reliably early on in terms of dealing damage. So a couple of wards went down. There was a radiant ward placed out. Not going to be blocking any camps, but we'll be giving some vision. Heard an arrow shot. That's actually going to hit Kaka. And Garter's on the other side of it. He's coming up to bang him down. Hasn't placed a point, and now, yeah, he's got a follow-up Fire Blast. He's going to try to body block him. This is going to be first blood.
Oh,
so Q
no.
took a shot in the dark and found what he wanted.
Oh, there was no reason for him to get arrowed like that. Unless he blocked himself, but I don't think he did. So unfortunate start here for HGT. As that's going to be, what do we have here? Boots for the Ogre Magi. He actually already had boots, so maybe Orb of Venom coming out for him. But yeah, definitely a good start here for HGT.
Well, we'll take a look at who's handling who. I was just going to say, I would imagine these lanes would be kind of quiet to begin. Already the bat has to be run out of lane. And Garter right on his tail. It is Garter on the Ogre Magi. We'll start right there. The Faceless Void going to be played by 333 this time. Q, who came up with the good arrow to start the game. He's on the Marana. Invoker going to be played by this fellow. And need to figure out exactly how to pronounce his name. And then maybe on the Brewmaster in mid, as mentioned. HGT going to have ZSMJ, who played an excellent Slark last game. Playing on your Razor. It's going to be the face... wrong team. That's going to be Air. Playing on the Ember Spirit. We can see ZSMJ sapping some damage from the Void there. Dos Equis back out in the off lane, this time on the Bad Rider. It's going to be Kaka, who was the unfortunate recipient of that arrow from the Marana to begin things. He's rotated his way down to bottom and is counter-warding right now and finding the pull camp ward as quickly as possible. And then Pretty Hawk, who played a whole lot of Skywrath Mage Knight. This time he's on the Rubik, and he's actually pulling mid. I didn't even see how he did that.
No, he lifts that camp actually below it, and it comes down like this into the tier 2 bottom. And so he's done that, and it's just now skipping the creeps all the way to the next camp. And this is actually pretty effective. Not so much in, like, they can already use the main pull, but this just gives him some extra farm. And he's in the meantime stacking the main pull camp, or sorry, the main hard camp. And if it does stack, it's going to be close. It does. Okay, that's good for Bat. And some runes coming out. Both camped actually by CDEC, so good rune control for them. How are we doing on mid here? That's what I'm really curious about. 10 completely even so far.
Air caught from behind. That's going to be the expiration of the Flame Guard. Collapse there. Sunstrike on the way. Money! 2-0, just like that. CDEC gets the Sunstrike off, and he hasn't even placed a point in Aquas, playing out in the safe lane. He's got 2 points in the Wex and had the damage. Well played.
And I've talked about this, how effective it is getting that Sunstrike on an Invoker, like actually getting the kill. It's so big, just getting that extra experience, because the people around that kill are already going to get the experience. So you getting full experience for that as well is very, very beneficial for obvious reasons.
I can see these illusions coming over to be in the way. But yeah, it's been fun. You know, what Pretty Haw's done. I mean, he stacked the camp very effectively and managed to get himself some levels, as you had mentioned. And Dos Equis now into the jungle. Has 600 gold brown boots and is about to find his level 3. In the meantime, how about Razor? 15 CS, 6 for the Void. So not the best start, but he is at least staying alive, and he is at level 3.5. So roughly about a level and a half behind the Razor right now. But still, off-lane Void against the Razor, what are you going to do?
I mean, he's doing just fine. Yeah. He's not supposed to really get that much in this lane. In fact, he's gotten way more than I think he should have, to be honest. 7 CS, not too bad. Level 4, really good. And the Rubik's only level 2, hasn't been able to help out mid just yet. Does have some good stacking, and he's pinging it out. So at the very least, Bat will be able to clear out those. Already cleared out one, I believe.
Oh, poor Kaka. Oh, he got spotted. Heading up the stairs towards the secret shop. Sunstrike's there, not going to secure the kill, but CDEC makes it 3-0, just like that. And they're off to a roaring start right now. HGT's got to get it together, man.
Yep, and mid's getting completely demolished. 25 CS for the Panda. 14, half of that actually. No, actually a little less than half of that for Air. Runes are camped every single 2 minutes. Bottom regen taken by Void. Bounty taken by the Panda up top. They are just rolling over HGT in this early game.
2,000 gold lead at 4 minutes in. That's pretty legit. Maybe, as you said, playing Boss Hog here in mid, he's going to have Garter showing his face once again. The Marana play from CDEC really has been excellent here in this game. But the Bat is getting massive stacks here. He's going to have a blink. He may have his blink already. And wow, they're going to get the Ember Spirit again. Turn my back for a second. They catch him with a Fire Blast and a clap, and dead to a very, very simple Sunstrike. So Dos Equis actually, oh, never mind. He had his Tranks. I thought there were still brown boots. So yeah, he's bought his Tranks and he's got 650 gold now towards his Blink Dagger. They're gonna have to need to get they have to get something working sometime soon.
This is really bad. I could see this getting over actually really fast. This is one of the beauties of I've talked about this before with Exort Invoker in mid. In mid, you have a lot of things you have to look at. Like, right, you have to check runes, deny runes with your Forged Spirits, get CS, watch out for smoke ganks. But safe lane free farming, you have many less things to worry about. You just sit here, CS. There's not really that many potential for ganks, especially when you assess the situation. He's got nothing to worry about. So his vision on mid or bottom or wherever he wants to do Sunstrikes is a lot more controlled. So he actually feels a lot more free to do so.
Full Exor build on that Invoker. And going Midas. He's already got his Glove of Haste and about 1,200 gold. About 1,150 actually. Put towards it. Air has got to has to find some space, and they need to account for Maybe. Maybe's just going to be a monster here soon. And they're going to try to rotate someone down here, but Rubik's already there. There's the time walk away. He's not level 6. They had brought down Garter to try and make something happen. The Razor's going to have to be a force, and the Bat has got to get out of that jungle soon and make something happen. There's a bash on the ZSMJ, and they're going to come out on him. Telekinesis from Pretty Haw, though, buys a little bit of time. And they've rotated a third down now. That's going to be Q.
Yep, they have Sunstrike available, too. So any kind of setup stun. In fact, right here, Rubik, stun coming out. There's the Sunstrike. Arrow will hit. It all hits.
Oh, man.
Easy peasy here for CDEC, and that's 5-0 early on, and they're just dominating every single lane. They're winning all 3 lanes, literally. Basically. I mean, I know Void is completely underfarmed compared to the Razor, but for what he should have gotten, oh, he's definitely winning.
So what's the path back to relevancy? You are quickly finding yourself out of this game, and we haven't even hit the 10-minute mark yet. What's your plan? I mean, is it really just as simple as farm the back, get a blink, go get a kill? Or is there a little bit more to it than that?
Oh, God.
Down at bottom, there's a Chrono. ZSMJ's dead again. And it's actually not again, it's his first death. But another death in that lane, more importantly. 6-0. And it just seems like HGT is falling asleep.
It seems scary, but I think you're right, man. I think you have to wait for this bat to get a blink. I don't think they have any other openings. Running at someone with Earthshaker is not exactly the scariest thing in the world. Rubik, I suppose, can run in with the gank, and actually that's what they're going to do.
Yep. They grab him. He'll come down and be lassoed. They're going to burn him down. This should be a good kill for them. And it will be. So finally they make their way onto the board. And, I mean, it's still a long way to go, but the bat did get that kill, so that's going to be, yeah, he's very close to his blink now. Only needs about another 200 gold.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pretty good for him. Overall efficiency, what do we got? 2,000 gold, or net worth, I should say, for the team. Experience is actually not too bad. When you look at it, it's relatively even. But with the Blink Dagger up on 8 minutes for Maybe, he's just walking up, doesn't want to go for the Ember. He's looking for someone else. And then a Midas up at 8 minutes for Invoker. I think they're in a fine position.
ZSMJ is going to be trying to build a mechanism. Can't say I mind it. They got to get something going, though. I mean, just this poor Ember Spirit. This Ember Spirit mid is less farm than the off-lane Void. That's just been the kind of game. He might die again. Garter's right there. Nope, never mind. I didn't think he had a remnant down. But wisely he did. He's still going to be run out of lane and all the way back to the fountain. A double damage spawned at 8 minutes in this bottom rune spot is yet to be picked up. But I'm hoping for HGT's sake. They get a mech, they get a blink, and then they just go and catch something like this 3-man smoke squad, which is very, very effective, by the way. They can just catch this out in transit and be able to turn it around. They'll be in better shape. Kaka sniffs it out. Knows it's... Nope, never mind. Starting to give him credit. There's going to be a nice fissure. That's going to buy time for some kind of reaction. Arrow's still on the mark here. ZSMJ Sunstrike will connect and bring him down, but that fissure's still in the way. There's going to be a primal split. ZSMJ goes through it. He's basically by himself right now. Still hasn't finished his mech, but Garter's going to be lassoed behind the fight. Now we've got Rubik tossed in the air by the Storm aspect, and they are just cleaning house. That's a double kill, and they're going to get air. Yep, there's another arrow. This is... Oh! Barely able to make it away. I didn't think he was going to have time to remnant because of the stun duration on that arrow. But CDEC builds on that lead, makes it 8-1 now. And again, I'm running out of words. Like, the bat had his blink, but it just didn't matter.
Yeah, they're doing that all without the Void too. They did stack their stuns a little bit right there. Kind of unfortunate for them. If they had done a little bit better job staggering them, I think they easily get the kill on Ember, but I'm sure they're fine with that exchange. 8-1 before 10 minutes. With the Faceless Void free farming now in the off lane. Pretty good stuff here.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. And we can see a path being drawn here by Kaka. Wants to come around and try to make something happen. Q, in the meantime, is almost level 6. They've been doing all this with just smoke, so they're going to have Moonlight Shadow to rely on here very, very soon. And down at bottom, the tower pressured sufficiently to force a glyph out.
Yep, ping in mid. Panda Split is off cooldown for another minute. So at least for their HGT sake, they don't have that to worry about. Void, probably a Mask of Madness coming out relatively soon for him. Mirana, she's actually almost level 6, and when she gets this Moonlight Shadows, I think it's going to be even more effective. They've used several smoke ganks, but that's just so much easier with the Moonlight Shadow, and no points in the Star Storm, I should say. All just into that Sacred Arrow and then the Leap as well.
3-man smoke coming through the jungle for CDEC. They just want to keep pouring it on. Nobody's there. They're all at top, and it looks like they want to smoke, and nobody's going to be home. They're going to move right through the jungle and not find anything. And this is actually going to be unfortunate for Air if he gets jumped.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like he is going to fall back. They're still looking for somebody. They have no idea how many are actually here, but Q, he's heading in that direction. If they loop and catch them from the high ground here, especially with Q sitting like right here with no vision behind him, this could be very good.
Yep, they're going to try. Here comes the Batrider, but now he's actually too close to his team, clumped up, and oh no, if HGT can't find an opening here, this is a lot of wasted time. Invoker is smartly just abandoned the top lane. Like, a lot of Invoker players could have just said, this is my lane, I'm farming it, you know, but I'm not going anywhere. But he already had that one gank up to him on top, and he has smartly just put his 4 spirits in there, in that lane for a little bit, farming, but now he's actually bottom, so good movement from the Invoker player.
Going to be able to take the tier 1. No glyph up, no way to defend. There is a glyph up on the tier 1 up here if they want to try to do something about it. And they have glyphed it. It's just a question of how much of a response is going to be there. They are bringing Maybe over. That's going to spot the bat. He's got a haste. And now here come the TPs. And Maybe caught with a fissure. They're grouping up. Oh, there's going to be a Chrono. Got 2. And the Flame Break buys a little bit of time, and now he's going to turn back around. Sunstrike will catch the tail end of Pretty Hawk. In the meantime, ZSMJ just trying to suck damage, decides to run away. They lose their Rubik. The other 2, as well as ZSMJ. Oh, he's hiding. He's hiding pretty effectively, too. Is he going to look? Did you just see him? No, ran right past him. And now they're going to... Now they got him. But unfortunately, that's just Maybe coming back out. So very smart play from ZSMJ. They're going to take that tower in response, but HGT should be able to kill Maybe off as well. And in comes, Air to make sure he's around to split the gold and experience. Ends up being a 1-for-1, which actually did favor HGT finally. But they did lose their tier 1 as well.
Did lose a tier 1, and Void, I guess he did kind of waste the Chrono there. But he does have a Mask of Madness now. So his damage output's going to be a lot higher.
Yep, catching ZSMJ looking for a bash. Got one. No, actually, that was Fire Blast. And Sunstrike's there as well. Can he get a bash? Got it. 2 to 10. And they just continue to pour it on. Here in mid, Q might be a target. Lasso is up. He actually looks like he was looking for the Mirana, but unable to find him. And for now, HGT just trying to dodge fights as they're going to try to take the tier 1, knowing the glyph is off cooldown. There's an arrow, though. Caught Kaka. Maybe in as well. And there's the Remnant as Air tries to escape. He will be able to make it away. Soul Ring's up on Garters, so he has mana just about any time he wants. Still a Lasso up on Dos Equis if he wants to try to catch someone. Pretty hard, not quite level 6, so his effectiveness is a little bit limited, but CDEC still building on things. 11-2, and they're up to about 7,500 gold advantage.
Yeah, they just got pummeled too much in their lanes, and they're not getting enough out of this Razor pick to warrant even picking it. He's 0-3-1. Has just the mech, but doesn't even honestly have the biggest mana pool. No ulti up for him, so he doesn't have that to work with. He can only cast basically Plasma Field once, a Static Link once, and a mech, and that's pretty much all he's got. And he's not even that tanky even with the mech at this juncture.
Maybe, under cover of Invis, he's in a decent flank position here. I don't think his team wants to overly commit him, or if they do, Moonlight Shadow just came off cooldown. They may use it here. maybe still has not long, actually. It's running out right now, so he's got to find a safe place to live, and that's not it. Let's see if they want a shadow. Yeah, it just expired on him. He's going to run out in the lane and get the clap, and he's going to split immediately. And they're going to try to follow it up. ZSMJ uses that mech, and he's going to be able to make it away. Behind that, though, we've got 333. Oh, wow. Multicast and a couple bashes, and down he goes. So they kill the Rubik one more time. They're going to take the tier 1 basically for free. Bruce Split, not the most effective. ZSMJ is still up and fighting if he wants to try to come out on this at all. And trying to use that plasma field to clear things. There's the chrono, though. Sunstrike on the money. Just heard an Echo Slam somewhere. Flame Break buys a little bit of time. They still got it. Got 2 bashes in a row. Now Air's coming out trying to burn them down. And here we go. Bat wants to come back in. Doesn't have enough mana for the lasso, though. Can't catch anyone out. Earn used on 333. Now he has to run. So does Dos Equis. And he will make it to the high ground with the Firefly. I didn't see what happened with the Earthshaker, but I heard an Echo Slam. And nonetheless, again, another big exchange going the way of CDEC as they just keep piling on.
The Rubik isn't even level 6 yet, man. This is such a good Rubik game, too. There's so many good spells to steal, but if you can't get your levels, you can't get that ultimate. And then you just feel kind of useless running around with the telekinesis and a nuke, small little nuke. So unfortunate for them. And more gold just piling up on the way from maybe. Shop is his oyster. He can really buy whatever he wants, but let's see here. Does he really need a BKB? I don't think so, actually. I think he can go for Ags.
Yeah, I was thinking Scepter
or Vlad's. Or Vlad's. Either works, but I don't think he's... Like, compared to other games we've seen Brewmaster, I don't think he really needs BKB this much.
HGT, definition of a desperation smoke. As they're going to move in, they've got a couple of targets. That's the Invoker, and they're going to get right on him. This will be a good kill. Using the fissure just to secure it. And 333 did manage to get out of range of all that, so kept himself alive. The Necro Creeps are actually burning down the Earthshaker a little bit.
Ooh, arrow hits.
Yep, caught him from behind. Poor Kaka has been nothing but a magnet for those arrows this game. And now CDEC look like they wanted to charge out. But I think they'll go ahead and wait. It's a 1-for-1 exchange favoring HGT that time, though.
Yeah, very nice arrow. Get again from Q. Stun comes out. Oh, he tries for it, but these, I will say that the Chinese are very good with their Ember Spirits about keeping remnants further away. Like, normally I'd see Western teams, they try to save their remnant because they want to have the triple remnant available for extra damage, but here we go. Air, multicast. Look at, see, he already has it up again. They're so good about it.
That's a good steal for Rubik. Got Fire Blast. Not going to be able to save the tier 1, though. Down at bottom, the Bat is just taking farm. He's working on his Force Staff. But CDEC continues to just build and build and build. And I, like you said, man, like, it doesn't matter what they build. Looks like the Void actually might want a BKB. No, he's going to go Maelstrom, I think. Picked up a Mithril Hammer. So, looking to build that damage. And now, Roshan on the bad end of that damage.
Yeah, could still potentially be a BKB, actually. Which wouldn't be bad because he's got a lot of annoying spells coming his way through the chrono, like Flame Break, Fissure Stun, Telekinesis. But either works. Like, damage is nice, but I think they're actually not too bad on damage, so. He'll definitely need a BKB event later on, though.
They use their glyph to defend the top tier 1. ZSMJ will be taking that while they take a Roshan. And it's the Invoker that takes that Aegis. They've got maybe under cover of an Invis who's been keeping an eye on this side of the Radiant Jungle. There's a very aggressive ward put down, and Air checks and finds that somebody was indeed there. And let's see if they want to engage. I feel like they're just about in a position where they can just push lanes and then Moonlight Shadow and run at a tower, and their chances are they're going to be able to find a kill or two.
I think Void should have taken that Aegis, to be honest. I just see, every single time I see Invokers take Aegis, it's never really that effective. They're always, if they die, it's usually because they're off on their own. Like, if they die with the team, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. It's very hard to kill an Invoker with a team around him. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's still fine. Aegis is still good on, you know, anyone. Has book 3 and just 10 more gold. So not a bad timing at all. Pretty damn good here for our Invoker player. Forgive me, I don't know his name.
Yeah, me either. Talk about ZSMJ. He's gone drums, so he's going an all-around build. He is very survivable right now with the mech and the drums up. But like you said, I mean, it's basically his show until Air comes online, and Air is still nowhere near where he wants to be. He wants to be at least where the Brew and the Void are and instead he's about a grand behind that. And that can change very quickly with a good team fight, but he's gone with drums as well. So just trying to shore up his own, not inconsistency, but weaknesses as a hero. Tank up, survivable, and what have you. I feel like they need more out of Dos Equis. I don't know that they've gotten as much out of that bat and a fairly quick blink dagger as they would have liked. There's an arrow, and that's gonna catch pretty on. He's dead. Super dead. Fissure there, caught 3, doesn't matter.
These arrows have been so good from Q this game.
They have.
I mean, from start to even right now. Really, the starting arrow just kind of set the pace for the entire game. By getting... I do have to say it was kind of interesting, Makaka just sitting there and taking it, but still, nonetheless, it was good. And this is when you know you're kind of in a bad spot, is when you start to mass bracers, especially on an Earthshaker.
Start to mass bracer.
Yep, look at that, 2 break. He's also going, he's like, I guess he was kind of like an off-lane shaker for a while, but...
Whiffed on the Chronosphere at top. Whiffed hard. Had 2 targets and missed them both. And looks like they're going to be able to hold because of that. So CDEC not going to rush anything, though a little bit of a rash sphere. It's actually odd. I'm not sure how it worked, but he jumped to like right here and ended up sphering like right there. So I'm not sure if it was a misclick or what, but definitely missed these 2. It was Dos Equis and ZSMJ.
I will say Ember's pretty good against the Invoker, or just anyone that gets Necro 3, because he can actually kill those with Slight and not take damage for himself, so that's what he just did in mid, actually. Good surge of gold. Oh, pretty hot.
Super dead. Oh, God. Super dead. And the rest of HGT gonna try to push top. I can hear the Ogre Magi voice actor laughing, and I like it. And this tier 2 gonna be brought down easily. Looks like they might have a chance to trade for the other tier 2 at top, though. It's just ZSMJ there by himself. He will be contending.
Oh my God, the arrow again on Kaka.
Poor guy.
Oh,
just a magnet.
Is this PPD playing Earthshaker? That's what I want to know.
Up, ZSMJ engaged upon. He's got the Invoker there. He's going to drop the rock and bring him down. 19-3. And every time it looks like there could be a little bit of bright spot for HGT, a little sun breaking its way through the clouds, CDEC just says, no, it's raining hard on you.
And XX can't really find the openings he wants. Gem picked up actually on both sides. Look at that. Gem for Bat, Gem for the Ogre, and it is going to be a BKB before the Maelstrom. And I like this. Oh,
Dead
God.
Again.
Oh, my
God. It was a fire blast arrow. All there was to it. All she wrote. And, like, I think it's going to take 1 push, and this is pretty much going to be over, because ZSMJ feels like he can't even fight right now.
Look at the score. Oh, my God, we're so close. Oh, 2 more. That would be awesome.
Oh, the 322. I wish I could be more excited. I'm very tired. But we're going to be okay. Just need more action. I love me some Dota. I like me some competitive Dota. And if we're blunt, this game has hardly been that.
That's true. We need some monsters, what we need.
I'm going to have to grab me one. I haven't had any today, which is obviously a problem in and of itself. But come on. Got an awesome freezer that we call Trout. Sitting right next to me.
Yep. Full respawn time for Roshan as the Aegis is reclaimed. And Invoker has a good chunk of change actually under his belt that maybe you want to spend before they push this. Being the Chinese team they are, yep, there you go. Run away. Don't even think about it. That was silly talk and silly thought.
Who would think they'd ever want to, actually try to...
No, they're insane. They're not going to push for like another 40 minutes.
Yep. Doesn't matter. 10K. Gotta make sure... No, it's actually 12.5K now. 10K experience. Can't push. I mean, high ground's 20K territory. I mean, come on.
At least.
Serious?
20K with two Aegis. With an Aegis and 2 cheeses. Yep. And then without Aegis or cheese, you need like 32K.
No buybacks for anyone except you. And they're all down for 100 seconds because they just spit their buyback. And 5 diebacks is basically it. In case you can't tell, folks, we're a little tired. And want to see CDEC, if they're going to win, close it out. Or hell, I would be just as excited for HGT to turn this around. Nice reaction there. They're going to get the lift on the broom. What did he snag? Yeah, I got it's unfortunate. Actually, I didn't see. I misclicked. Yeah, I got clap. I was thinking he got clap.
Well, at the very least, Kaka is closing in on his blink. 0, 7, and 3 for him. I do find it interesting that he's actually going for this max Aftershock build as a quasi-support shaker. I guess it'll help out, be more beneficial once he does get that blink, but yep, he's about 300 gold or so. Oh god, please don't get a kill, at least right now, HGT. Not like this, not now. No.
It's gonna be maybe. No, oh, no, can't go. 4-on-1. Don't like those odds. Come on now.
Give him some backup, CDEC, come on. Oh god, no. No, maybe no!
Lassoed. He's still gonna get the split off, I think, though. No, they're gonna be able to burst him down. Here they go, they're trying to turn this around. Let's see if they can catch anyone. Deafening Blast misses everyone.
420!
Void in the meat. Oh, he actually just got one. Poor Kaka is just a magnet for every ability in the game, apparently. There's an arrow that takes out a creep. And the rest of HGT going to run. Rubik once again got Chronosphere. And we have seen some not the best Chronospheres stolen by Rubik lately.
Did have high times there for a brief moment. But I guess what's next after 322? Is there anything? These are fun games I like, as myself as a viewer, like to play. I think we're all out of things, actually.
Top tower
Damn
is
it.
under attack. Dire's
Well,
bottom
CDEC
tower
should be
is
able to
under
take a tier
attack.
2, perhaps. They've got enough minions. They should be able to. Yeah, they're going to go ahead. Push.
Radiant structures are
And
fortified.
respawn maybe down the bottom. Maybe he's going to go for... Nope, not going to get it.
Radiant's
Still has
top
split if they want to go
tower is under
fight, but
attack.
nope, not going to take any chances. Leaving that tier
Dire's
2
middle
standing
tower
atop.
has fallen.
Yep. The TP from Void was cancelled, actually, by the Flame Break. Kind of annoying for him. Ember Spirit gets up a Battle Fury. In all things considered, actually, it's not the worst timing in the world. Like, 26 minutes, yeah, it's bad, but... I mean, dude, it's 4 to 21.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if he's got the miracle juice in his pocket. That's what it's gonna take. As things just they've cut into the lead some. It's back a little closer to about 11K. Let's talk about what could turn this around in theory. The Razor getting a BKB sure would be nice. He needs about another 1,000 gold for that. Bad Rider's working on a BKB of his own. That'll be handy dandy. Blink is up on Kaka, so hopefully that'll be his arrow dodging apparatus. Pretty Haw, he's hopeless, but he does have Chronosphere, so we're going to get to either cheer or laugh, one of the two. And CDEC, they're buying everything.
The counter initiation on the XX. Right as he goes in. Why was he even doing that by himself? That's the gem down as well. Fast reactions from the Invoker with the Cold Snap. That was crazy plays from XX.
CDEC once again ready to run at this tier 2 top. And they'll have Echo Slam up in 8 seconds if they what?
Oh, nothing, man. I'm getting loopy.
whenever you're going, well, Echo Slam will be probably good for them to have that available.
See, now I find myself just trolling with Twitch, and you know, of course, the great number 420 came up, and they're like, it's the backup dream.
The back. Jeez, Invoker just got killed.
CDEC gets caught up in the edge right there.
Oh.
What the?
Rubik must have. I
Wait,
missed it.
what?
I'm so sad.
Oh no!
He chronoed ZSMJ, and then there was the follow chrono from 333. GG.
Hold on,
I can
watch
piece
that.
it together. Oh, hang on. We got to fight and stuff. We've got maybe trying to engage. There's going to be a Fire Blast that catches Kaka. There's going to be the split. Echo Slam goes off Kaka. Not happy with the result because nothing resulted. Ember will be able to rim that away, but only after he... Ooh, that was almost a max range arrow on the XX. He's still hanging around, still has Lasso, but so does the Brew still has, well, did have his spirits. They're going to call GG. But I can piece together what happened. He got engaged upon. He dropped his chrono, happened to catch ZSMJ in it at the same time, and then Void's like, oh, look, free Razor, and got the kill. Guarantee you that's what happened.
Like, okay, if he chronoed though, he must have tried to chrono just the Void, right? Wasn't it was the only...
No, the Void came in after. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the Void was even there.
Well, regardless, I'm going to watch this on the stream in a couple minutes, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a nice laugh, but... all right, going in deep, man. These Eastern teams like to take it to the distance as the second, third time here for C... Actually, no, yep, CDEC keeps their dream alive.
Shown up. CDEC looking to continue their run here in the D2L. It sure would be a coup for HGT to get 2 wins. And, you know, they could actually have, if they manage to win this series, they have a chance to finish above 500. That's impressive. Like, that's like, if you win 4